The chemistry between Tian Xuning and Ziyu in Revenge Love is undeniably good, but is it the same off-screen? Could it maybe even be better than the one between Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan who played in The Untamed? The stars might hold the answer. What I can definitely tell you from the start, the two actors were the perfect cast to play Chi Cheng and Wu Wei. And also worth mentioning, even if Revenge Love ended, this is not the end for the relationship between the two actors. Hello stars, welcome back to my channel where I analyze the relationship horoscopes of your favorite BL couples. If you're new here, my name is Beatrice, I'm a professional astrologer and huge BL fan, and today I'm taking a closer look at the relationship chart of Tian Xuning and Ziyu. I am very excited about this analysis. The very first time I saw a behind the scenes video of them, Tian Xuning and Ziyu immediately reminded me of Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan. Not because they are all Chinese, but because I felt an amazing chemistry between them. Of all the BL couple horoscopes that I analyzed until now, Yizhan's relationship chart was the best, so I wondered if Tian Xuning and Ziyu have a similar good horoscope, or maybe an even better one. As I always do, I started by looking at their individual birth charts, and let me tell you this. Whoever decided to cast Tian Xuning and Ziyu as the main leads in Revenge Love deserves a huge raise. As you will see in a few minutes, the two actors were perfect for the roles of Chi Cheng and Wu Wei. Let's start with Tian Xuning. Tian Xuning was born on the 19th of September 1997 with the sun in Virgo, which means at his core he's someone who notices the little things, pays attention to details, and genuinely cares about the person he loves. Virgo energy can be shy at first, but once trust is built, it's deeply loyal and devoted. This earth sign also adds stability and the need for meaningful connection. One of the strongest patterns in his chart is a talent triangle linking the Sun in Virgo, Neptune in Capricorn, and Mars in Scorpio. Neptune, the planet of dreams and romance, softens his practical Virgo side, giving him a touch of mystery and a soulful way of expressing love. Mars, the planet of desire and action, in intense Scorpio, adds passion, courage, and a magnetic pull. Together, this makes Juning both reliable and irresistibly intriguing, someone who can be the calm in the storm, yet burn with intensity in private. His moon sits right between fiery Aries and steady Taurus, meaning his emotions are a mix of passion and patience. Aries gives him sparks of impulsive excitement in love, while Taurus makes him want comfort, sensuality, and long-lasting bonds. This balance means his partners will never be bored, yet always feel secure. Mercury, the planet of communication, is also in Virgo and connected in another talent triangle with the asteroid Nike in Capricorn and Venus in Scorpio. This means Tuning knows how to speak to someone's heart in a way that feels both honest and seductive. Venus, the planet of love, is in deep magnetic Scorpio, making his feelings intense and all-consuming. When he loves, he's all in, and he draws people to him almost like a magnet. However, Venus in Scorpio squares both Uranus and Jupiter in Aquarius. Uranus, the planet of surprises, brings sudden changes and unexpected twists in love, meaning his relationships may not follow the usual path. For example, he might meet someone and instantly fall in love, or his relationships aren't following a traditional pattern. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, intensifies everything from the heights of passion to the challenges of misunderstandings. His love life can feel like a roller coaster, but one that teaches him a lot about freedom and trust. Adding to this intensity, both Venus and Mars in Scorpio give him undeniable sex appeal, the kind that can't be faked. He also has Black Moon Lilith, symbolizing raw energy and desire, right next to his North Node, showing his destiny or his life path. This makes him a person who oozes sexual energy. Women and men alike are attracted to him. When he enters a room, there's no way you can ignore him. Two other artists with not exactly the same but a similar energy are Nanihi Rankit and BTS member Jimin. And talking about BTS, if you happen to be into K-pop, please check my channel Stars and Their Stars, where I analyze the birth charts of celebrities, especially K-pop idols. I'll put the link in the description. But back to Lilith and the North Node. This conjunction can also be a hint that Juning likes taboo topics, that intimacy is very important for him, and that he might have, let's say, interesting fantasies. And I'm not thinking at all of the toys that Chi Cheng and Wei Wei have in their bedroom. But with the North Node and Lilith together in Virgo and in harmony with Mars and the asteroid Karma, Juning's relationships are not just about attraction, but also deep transformation. Every love story in his life leaves a lasting mark on him and on the other person. He also has a grand trine, a rare flow of energy, linking his North Node and Lilith in Virgo, Pallas Athena, the asteroid of wisdom and strategy, in Capricorn, and Amor and Cupido, love and attraction, in Taurus. This is a beautiful gift showing that love, desire, and wisdom work together in his life. He can blend passion with commitment and instinct with logic in ways that feel natural. Finally, Juno, the asteroid of marriage, is at the last degree of Leo, called the critical degree, because it carries powerful dramatic energy. This suggests that his committed relationships will feel like a grand love story with moments of theater, romance, and deep loyalty. He may even be drawn to partners who are creative, charismatic, or a little larger than life. This placement can also positively influence his career when he works with a partner. Leo is the sign related to acting and performance. Juno is the asteroid of partnership and love. So he was destined to have a big shift in his acting career due to a project where he played with a partner or was part of an on-screen couple. Besides all this information about how Juning acts in a relationship, I can tell you what he likes in a person. He is attracted to strong, even affluent persons who look good, elegant, who have a beautiful voice, who can ideally sing too. If they can cook and like to save money, he will love them even more. People who want to seduce him must be aware of their own charm and sex appeal and not be afraid to use it to maybe make the first move or to make dirty jokes. And last but not least, fans notice that he seems to have a thing for Ziyu's ears. That's not a coincidence or just acting. I don't know his exact birth time, but his soft spots are a person's head and neck. If he was born in the morning, it's more the face and eyes, and if he was born in the afternoon, it's the ears and neck. These are also his most sensitive parts along with his private parts. But he doesn't like to touch Ziyu's ears just for this reason. You'll see in a few minutes why he does that. In short, Juning's chart shows a man whose love life is intense, magnetic, and transformative. He mixes the loyalty of Virgo, the passion of Scorpio, and the flair and grandeur of Leo, making him unforgettable to anyone lucky enough to be part of his story. I don't know about you, but I think that Tian Juning sounds a lot like Chi Cheng. Ziyu's birth chart reveals a love story that is as changeable as the wind and as deep as the ocean. He has a slightly stronger influence of air signs, which means his mind is always active, he's curious and hungry for new experiences. He needs mental stimulation in love, a partner who can keep up with his ideas, conversations, and dreams. The earth element is less present, which means stability doesn't always come naturally to him. Instead, he is drawn to feelings, excitement, and discovery, even if that sometimes pulls him away from routine or long-term grounding. Ziyu was born on the 6th of July 2002. His sun is in Cancer, which means he loves with his heart first. Cancer is ruled by the moon, the planet of emotions, and this makes him deeply sensitive, caring, and protective toward those he loves. His sun is right next to the asteroid Fortuna, symbolizing luck and blessings. This means he's a very lucky person. Even when things get tough, he has a little guardian angel protecting him. Even love can bring him great fortune, sometimes in surprising ways. But there's also a twist. The sun forms a connection with Uranus in Aquarius, the planet of change and unpredictability. This gives him a restless side, so he may alternate between wanting closeness and craving freedom. His moon in Taurus brings a softer, more sensual side. Taurus moons loves comfort, stability, and physical closeness. This is the part of Ziyu that longs for slow mornings, warm touches, and a love that feels safe. But his moon squares Venus in Leo, the planet of love and beauty. Venus in Leo loves romance that is grand and dramatic, bold gestures, passionate declarations, and a bit of playful showing off. This tension means that part of him wants calm and consistency, while another part craves the thrill and sparkle of love stories that feel like a movie. Venus is also joined by asteroid Sappho, which adds a poetic, artistic, and deeply romantic flavor to his love life. But Venus and Sappho oppose Uranus and Pallas Athena in Aquarius, suggesting sudden attractions, unexpected turns in relationships, and a love life that rarely follows the normal script. He might fall for people who are unusual, independent, or far from what he originally imagined, and that's exactly what excites him. His Mars, the planet of desire and action, is in Cancer, right next to Jupiter, representing optimism and expansion, and asteroid Vesta, symbolizing devotion. This combination means he can be extremely giving in love, protecting and cherishing his partner with all his energy. When he loves with his whole being, sometimes putting his partner's needs before his own. But with the North Node, meaning his life path or destiny in Gemini, conjunct Saturn, the planet of responsibility, and opposed by Pluto, the planet of transformation, his soul's journey in love is about learning balance, how to keep curiosity and freedom alive while still building emotional trust and depth. Lilith, the symbol of raw attraction and hidden desires, is in Aries and in harmony with asteroid Karma in Aquarius. This adds passion and a daring primal energy to his relationships. However, Lilith's square to Chiron in Capricorn shows that love also touches deep wounds which he's meant to heal over time, perhaps fears of not being enough or worries about losing control. Finally, Juno, the asteroid of marriage and commitment, is in Virgo and forms a gentle connection with Chiron. This suggests that his committed relationships will not only be about love, but also about mutual healing, support, and being better people together. It might also be a sign that he wants to reach perfection in relationships. His ideal partner is someone who values honesty, mutual growth, and a connection that feels both mentally stimulating and emotionally nourishing. When it comes to the physical appearance of a possible partner, he is attracted to beautiful, elegant people, and a beautiful voice will impress him very much. Especially if the voice is somehow warm, makes him feel optimistic, and is manly or powerful. Tsuyu also wants his partner to dress well. The way to his heart goes through his stomach, so if you want to seduce him, invite him to eat an ice cream together. See what I did there? Invite him to dinner, or even better, cook for him. And now we come to the reason why I said that Juning likes to touch Tsuyu's ears. It's not just because Juning likes ears, but because Tsuyu loves to be touched there. His ears, neck, and chest are his most sensitive body parts. Not just in love but in general, Tsuyu can be a bit shy at first but becomes enthusiastic, very talkative and playful once he feels comfortable and safe with a person. Still, one thing that he must learn in this life is to communicate better because he tends to either hide his thoughts and feelings or to talk way too much without listening enough to other persons. In the end, that leads to misunderstandings. Tsuyu is sometimes a bit rebellious, but he is also quite sensitive and has a big warm heart. His love story is a dance between stability and surprise, comfort and excitement, safety and risk. He is a man who can be tender and devoted, yet also wild and unpredictable, and the person who captures his heart will need to love him for both. After hearing all of this, you probably agree with me that he was the best actor to play Wu Wei. Just by looking at their birth charts, I can tell you that Ziyu and Juning are a surprisingly good match. Ziyu needs stability and Juning brings the grounding and balance he needs. Both are a bit rebellious, breaking rules and avoiding traditional relationships. They both tend to like someone instantly or to fall in love at first sight, so I wouldn't wonder at all to find out that they felt drawn toward each other already after their first meeting, no matter if that's in a romantic way or just as friends. But the more interesting part follows now when we analyze their compatibility chart called synastry and the horoscope of their relationship called composite chart. Moreover, this time I used another type of relationship horoscope because in their case, that one is very exciting. I will explain it a little bit later in this video. The compatibility chart of Xuning and Ziyu is amazing. The first thing I look for in such a chart is if the personal planets of the two partners, the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus and Mars, are connected. Even if they form challenging aspects, it's better than not being connected at all. And let me tell you that all of their personal planets are connected to planets or important points in the other's chart. This is something that I've also seen in the compatibility horoscope of Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan. Moreover, I was honestly overwhelmed when I look at their horoscope, and that's partially a reason why it took me longer to make this video. They have tons of love and relationship related asteroids that connect beautifully with the other person's chart. I will skip the asteroid part because this video would otherwise be way too long. The connection between Xuning and Ziyu is layered, magnetic, and sometimes challenging. It's the kind of relationship that changes both people over time. Whether they are close friends, lovers, or something undefined, their charts show they are strongly woven into each other's growth and emotional journey. Their suns, with the sun representing one core's personality and life force, form an aspect linked to creativity and a unique kind of attraction. This means they bring out unusual, almost hidden sides in each other. Ziyu's sun in Cancer, a sign ruled by the moon, deeply emotional and nurturing, is in a flowing sextile with Juning's Mercury in Virgo. Mercury is the planet of thought and communication. Virgo gives precision and attention to detail. This makes their conversations feel natural, with an emotional undertone beneath the words. Ziyu's sun is also in a harmonious trine with Juning's Venus in Scorpio. Venus is the planet of love, beauty, and attraction, and in Scorpio it is passionate, intense, and magnetic. This trine suggests deep affection, warmth, and the ability to see beauty in each other's depth. Adding even more chemistry, Ziyu's sun sits exactly on Juning's asteroid Eros, which represents erotic energy and creative passion. This creates a pull that is hard to ignore, whether physical or simply emotional. However, their suns also have tense connections with Saturn, the planet of discipline, structures, and sometimes limitations. Ziyu's sun squares Juning's Saturn in Aries, and Juning's sun squares Ziyu's Saturn in Gemini. These double Sun-Saturn tensions mean that sometimes one may feel judged, slowed down, or restricted by the other. It could also mean that as a duo they could face limitations through external factors, like the current situation regarding same-sex relationships in mainland China. Saturn aspects can bring stability, but they also demand patience and effort to overcome differences and challenges. Communication is a key theme between them. Their Mercuries form an aspect that shows an inventive, creative exchange of ideas. Yet there's also friction. Juning's sun in Virgo squares Ziyu's Mercury in Gemini. Virgo likes precise, well-reasoned talk, while Gemini prefers variety and quick changes. Still, Mercury forms healing aspects to Chiron, the wounded healer, an asteroid linked to emotional or life wounds and how we help each other heal them. Juning's Mercury trines Ziyu's Chiron in Capricorn, and Ziyu's Mercury trines Juning's Chiron in Scorpio. This means that even through disagreements, their words can bring insight and emotional growth. They help each other heal emotional wounds. There are also commitment-oriented links. Juning's Mercury conjuncts Ziyu's Juno in Virgo, and Ziyu's Mercury sextiles Juning's Juno in Scorpio. Juno represents commitment and partnership, so these aspects make them take each other's thoughts seriously and consider each other important in their long-term plans. When it comes to attraction and affection, the Venus-Mars interactions are striking. Their Venuses form a quintile, adding creative and unusual romantic or ecstatic connection. Ziyu's Venus in Leo, a sign that loves grand gestures, warmth, and loyalty, forms a square, a tense aspect, with Juning's Mars in Scorpio. Mars is the planet of action and desire, and in Scorpio it is passionate and intense. This square is famous for strong sexual chemistry, a push and pull dynamic where attraction is both exciting and hard to ignore. On the supportive side, Ziyu's Venus trines Juning's Saturn, adding steadiness and the ability to build trust over time. Juning's Venus sextile Zeus, Chiron, and Juno, showing that affection between them can be healing and make them feel emotionally understood. But Venus isn't without tension. Juning's Venus squares Zeus, Neptune in Aquarius. Neptune is the planet of dreams, illusions, and inspiration, so this can make them idealize each other, sometimes seeing what they want to see instead of the full reality. The aspects formed by Mars show how they take action together. Their Mars signs are connected in an easy flowing way, giving them natural cooperation and shared drive. Juning's Mars also tries to use Jupiter in Cancer, giving them enthusiasm and mutual encouragement. However, there are also challenges. Juning's Mars squares Zeus Uranus in Aquarius, with both Uranus and Aquarius bringing surprises and unpredictability. This can mean sudden sparks or conflicts. Zeus, Mars, and Jupiter square Juning's Saturn, showing occasional frustrations when one feels that the other is too slow or too demanding. Zeus, Mars, and Jupiter also oppose Juning's Neptune, which can create inspiring moments but also misunderstandings about direction or goals. Jupiter, the planet of growth and optimism, plays a big role in their long-term influence on each other. Juning's Jupiter in Aquarius tries to use North Node in Gemini, his destiny, suggesting they encourage each other toward personal growth. Juning's Jupiter also conjuncts Zeus Neptune, giving them shared dreams and a touch of magic in their bond, and sextiles Zeus Pluto in Sagittarius. Pluto is the planet of transformation, so this link helps them create deep changes in each other's lives. Saturn's softer aspects also show mutual respect. Juning's Saturn sextiles Zeus North Node and Saturn and tries to use Pluto. These aspects bring an ability to build something solid together, even if they also have challenges in other areas. Outer planets and asteroids give the bond a fated feeling. Juning's Uranus conjuncts Zeus asteroid Karma and Neptune in Aquarius, suggesting sudden turning points and an almost destined feeling when they first met. Pluto aspects show deep transformation. Zeus Pluto squares Juning's North Node and Black Moon Lilith, meaning their connection stirs powerful emotions, even jealousy or obsession, and challenges both of them to face shadow parts of themselves. Juning's Lilith and North Node also square Zeus Saturn and North Node, reinforcing that they trigger each other's growth, even if that's uncomfortable. The connection between their North Nodes and also with Saturn involved can indicate that they met each other in a previous life. This aspect indicates a fated connection. They either have some unresolved problems from a past life that they must solve in the current one, or they now have different life goals but are still connected to each other and must solve the friction. They were brought together because there's a deep karmic pull to jointly work on these challenges. Finally, Zeus Lilith in Aries sextiles Juning's Uranus and trines Juning's Pluto. This adds fire, boldness, and a fearless quality to their dynamic. They may push each other toward breaking rules or exploring hidden sides of their personalities. Taken together, this synastry is a blend of deep attraction, learning, and emotional impact. There's an undeniable creative and physical spark balanced by karmic lessons and moments that test patience. Whether Juning and Ziyu choose to remain friends or step into something more, their connection will likely leave a lasting mark on both of them. The relationship between Juning and Ziyu shines with warmth, intensity, and complexity. In a composite chart which blends two people's birth charts into one relationship chart, the Sun represents the relationship's core identity. Here the Sun is in Leo. Leo energy is proud, expressive, and drawn to romance and creativity, so together they radiate a sense of drama, joy, and a love for memorable moments. Leo is also the sign that rules over acting and performing, so this placement positively influences their career when they work together. But this Sun is caught in a tense T-square. It sits opposite Uranus, the planet of rebellion, sudden change, freedom, and surprises. And both are square Saturn, the planet of structure, discipline, and limits. This combination means their bond dances between wanting stability and craving excitement. They may feel pulled between keeping things safe and predictable or shaking them up for the thrill of it. The T-square can bring both growth and tension, pushing them to learn how to balance loyalty with independence. The composite moon in Taurus shows how the relationship feels emotionally on the inside. The moon governs feelings and comfort, and Taurus adds steadiness, sensuality, and a love for shared pleasures. Together, they likely enjoyed physical closeness, good food, and familiar routines. But with Saturn also in Taurus, there can be moments when the emotional warmth feels tested by responsibilities or delays. Communication is extremely important for them. Composite Mercury, the planet of thought and speech, is in Leo, giving their talks a playful, expressive, even theatrical tone. Mercury is joined by the North Node, a point that represents the relationship's destiny and future direction. This means their connection is meant to teach them how to speak openly, lead with warmth, and express their shared story confidently. But Mercury and the North Node oppose Neptune, the planet of dreams, illusions, and spiritual longing, and asteroid Pallas Athena, linked to wisdom and strategy, both in Aquarius. This opposition can bring moments of deep inspiration, but also confusion or mixed signals in communication. Old habits can sometimes cloud the clarity they are trying to build. This opposition is part of a larger T-square that also involves Jupiter, the planet of luck, growth, optimism, and expansion, along with Amor, the asteroid of romantic love, and Fortuna, an asteroid linked to luck and turning points. All three are in Taurus and square both Mercury and the North Node on one side and Neptune and Pallas Athena on the other side. This pattern can make their conversations rich with meaning and possibility, but also risky. Big dreams and intense romantic feelings can sometimes overpower logic, requiring them to ground their ideas in reality. But not all is tension. There's also great harmony. Venus, the planet of love and beauty, is in Libra, the sign it rules, giving this relationship natural charm, grace, and an ability to find balance. Venus forms a talent triangle with Neptune in Aquarius and Chiron in Sagittarius. Chiron, known as the wounded healer, represents old emotional wounds and the ability to help others heal. This triangle suggests their love can be a source of deep compassion and creative inspiration, helping each other find beauty even in their vulnerabilities. It could also indicate that they, as a duo, inspire other people and help them heal. Another talent triangle links Mercury and the North Node in Leo to Chiron in Sagittarius and Venus in Libra, giving them a talent for blending heart and mind. These two triangles interlock into a rare pattern called a cradle, which offers a mix of stability, creativity, and protection. A cradle brings natural talents and a safe space for the relationship to thrive, but it can also make them tempted to stay in their comfort zone instead of tackling harder truths. They are each other's safe zone, but this could also make them live in their own world, cut off from the outside. For real growth, they will need to step out of the cradle sometimes, face the difficult parts honestly, and bring their dreams down into real-life actions. Yet, to be honest, for the time being and in the current situation, especially regarding toxic fans and other ill-intended people around them, I am happy that they have this space and if they stay there. Mars, the planet of passion and action, is in Virgo. This adds a practical, detail-oriented energy to how they get things done together. Mars forms a flowing trine to Saturn in Taurus, giving them the ability to turn plans into reality with patience and effort. Lilith, a point linked to raw truth and independence, is in Gemini, adding curiosity and the boldness to speak what's on their minds, even if it shakes things up. Juno, the asteroid linked to commitment and partnership, is in Virgo, showing that loyalty here is tied to shared work, service, and attention to the little things that keep their relationship running smoothly. Altogether, this composite chart paints a picture of a relationship full of warmth, creativity, and deep emotional bonds. There is both tension and ease, with patterns that can either keep them protected or hold them back depending on how bravely they face life's challenges together. They have the tools to create something lasting and beautiful if they balance their desire for comfort with the courage to explore the unknown. So now we've seen their composite chart, but I said at the beginning of this video that I also analyzed another couple horoscope. I did that because there was a lot of turmoil while Revenged Love aired. There were rumors, problems with toxic fans, and so on. I wanted to know if this affected the actors and if they will still be close in the future. To do that, I used another type of horoscope. This is called the Combine chart or Davison relationship chart. The composite chart from before and this Combine use different methods to draw the horoscope, but there is also a difference when it comes to the interpretation. What I told you in the last few minutes is more like the emotional part of a relationship and also how people see Juning and Ziyu from the outside. The Davison relationship chart that I will talk about now is more related to physical things, for example how Juning and Ziyu act when they are together. If I want to know something about events like the first time they met, this is the horoscope that I analyze. This does not replace what I said earlier, it's additional information about the relationship. I won't analyze everything now, but there is one very important point that left me breathless when I saw this chart. They are here to inspire people and to trigger important changes. In my opinion, their success could even lead to a change in the way same-sex couples are treated currently in mainland China. Let's take a look at this, and a bit later I will tell you something about a few important dates for Juning and Ziyu. The sun in this chart, which shows the core identity of the relationship, is in Aquarius. Aquarius is an air sign known for originality, independence, and a love for ideas that challenge the norm. This means that together the two of them naturally stand out. Their connection may feel different from most relationships we know. The sun is conjunct Uranus, the planet of surprise and freedom, so the relationship thrives on excitement, change, and new experiences. When they are together, Juning and Ziyu are more rebellious, braver, and willing to risk than before or than when they are alone. There can also be sudden shifts in how they relate to each other or unexpected turns in their shared path. This is also a sign that they suddenly appeared into our lives and changed it in a way. Venus, the planet of love and attraction, is in Capricorn, tightly conjunct Juno, the asteroid linked to commitment and partnership. This combination says that beneath the flashes of unpredictability, there's a deep longing for loyalty and something lasting. Whether as co-workers, friends, or something more, they want to build something solid even if the road there is unusual. Pluto, the planet of transformation and intensity, is conjunct Chiron, the asteroid of wounds and healing, in Sagittarius. This suggests that the relationship may stir up deep truths or old emotional pain, but it also has the power to transform and heal both of them, often through shared adventures, learning, and exploring the bigger meaning of life. Together they also have the power to heal other people. The North Node, which points to the future path and growth of the relationship, is in Leo, the sign of creativity, joy, and self-expression, and is conjunct Pallas Athena, the asteroid of wisdom and strategy. This shows that together they are meant to step into the spotlight in some way, to share something creative, or simply to live more boldly. There's a lesson here about balancing fun and authenticity with thoughtfulness and planning. Mars, the planet of drive and desire, sits at the very last degree of Pisces. This is a critical degree that carries urgency and intensity, as if there's something about their shared actions or passion that demands resolution in this lifetime. Mars in Pisces forms a harmonious trine to the North Node and Pallas Athena in Leo, meaning their shared drive can help them grow toward their future goals. They can reach their goals through acting and performing in general. Jupiter, the planet of growth, optimism, expansion, but also principles, is also at a critical degree, but in Aries, a sign that is a pioneer. This adds another urgent theme to the chart. Their relationship is meant to stretch boundaries, take bold steps, and inspire them and others to act courageously. Jupiter squares the North Node and Pallas Athena, suggesting that their biggest leaps forward will require careful planning so they don't get carried away. If you combine all of this chart shows that they were brought together by fate to complete a mission. It supports the idea that their pairing could alter perceptions of homosexuality in China, especially through the medium of art and performance. It won't be a direct political act because Mars in Pisces works subtly through feelings and imagery, but the emotional truth they convey could make censorship feel outdated and hollow, over time that can shift what's acceptable in mainstream media. As I said, I looked at this chart because I wanted to check some things, especially some dates. I don't know if any dates related to the production of the series are public. In any case, I don't know about them. Besides the dates when Revenge Love started airing and the date of the final episode, I only know that they apparently met on the 28th of June 2024 when they read the script together for the first time. To be honest, I'm not sure that this was the first time they met. Their horoscopes looked very good on that day, but they looked even better in May 2024. I believe that they either met for the first time in May or that something very important for their relationship happened then. Maybe they were informed that they are the final cast or they signed the contract. The best energy for their couple was sometime around the 12th and the 20th of May 2024. Their stars were also great when the series started airing on the 16th of June 2025. But the most interesting date so far is the day when the final episode aired. If you watch the series in the summer of 2025, waiting for a new episode each week, you know that the drama was planned to end on the 26th of August. But the production team suddenly decided to air the last episode almost all at once, with the final episode being released on the 12th of August. Well, let me tell you that the final episode was never supposed to air on the 26th. It was written in the stars that it will air on the 12th. On that day, there was a powerful conjunction in the sky. Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and money, met Jupiter, the planet of luck, optimism, and growth. This conjunction happened right on top of Tsuyu's sun, representing him and his personality. Jupiter meeting the Sun happens only once in 12 years, and with Venus in addition, that's extremely rare and also a very good sign. This combination brought Tsuyu luck, international fame, and more money in the future. In Juning's horoscope, Nike, the asteroid of victory, was sitting next to his sun, so again a sign that he is victorious, that he has success. Then there is their relationship horoscope, where Mercury, the planet of communication and commerce, was conjunct their north node. This means that people talked a lot about them, and it might even have triggered negotiations for their future work, be it as a couple or solo. In any case, what caught the attention of possible business partners like brands or directors was their work as a couple. For the next few months after the series ended, I see some peaks in Tsuyu's chart. He will keep working constantly, but these are days that are a bit more important, for example because we get news about him or he releases a new song. These days are the 17th of August, the 20th of August, the 15th of September 2025. A very important period of time will be in October 2025, especially around the 16th. This is again something big that happens only once in 12 years. Tian Xuning has a constant energy in his chart in the next months, but then a very intense and positive period from mid-September to mid-October 2025. In their horoscope together, I see that the rumors and false information about them will probably not stop during the next month. But there are also some good news. First of all, the 28th of August 2025 might be an important date for their relationship. It might be something public like a news or an event, but it could also be something private. I like to think that they planned to spend time together after the initially planned finale. Another very important time for their relationship will be in July 2026, especially the days around the 16th. Maybe that's a new project together or just a step forward in their relationship. I can't say exactly what it is, but it will be important. This is all I could tell you about Yang Xuning and Tsuyu by looking at their stars. As for the main question if their chemistry is even stronger than the one of Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, I honestly can't pick a winner. I can definitely tell you that both Yi Zhan and Yang Xuning and Tsuyu are soulmates. Their chemistry is equally strong but in different ways. I feel that Yuning and Suyu are more rebellious and daring than Ijan, but otherwise both couples are now my number one of all BL horoscopes I've analyzed until now, followed by Sky Nani and Earth Mix. My next videos will be about Gemini 4th, In War, and Great In. Subscribe to my channel and turn the notifications on if you don't want to miss these videos. Until the next time, shine bright like the stars.